Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Midnight Channel. Today we're going to be covering all the news pertaining to Persona and Atlus and Sega, things that's been going on the last couple of days. And a lot happened and a lot didn't happen, so we're going to address that as well. So, first piece of news is regarding uh, what we saw yesterday, which is or day before yesterday, and that is Persona 5 Joker Amiibo, which was announced for fall 2020 release. That was really announced during the conference that they had for the new character Min Min with Sakurai and the Super Smash Brothers team and everything. They announced that, and that's where they showed Joker. The figure looks really good. I actually really like the way the figure looks. Looks clean. It looks detailed. It looks like it's gonna be good. I'm gonna probably get a couple of them, so I'm excited for that. I just think it looks really good. Very excited to see it. I mean, like I see it in what I see, and I'm like, yeah, it looks really detailed. That's good. Very exciting for that. If you are interested, you should definitely check that out. We don't have a release date yet, so you can't really pre-order it yet, but check it on it. I'll definitely keep you guys updated with that news right there. The next piece of news is regarding the elephant in the room, which is Nintendo. I'm sorry, not Nintendo. New Game Plus Expo happened yesterday. A total letdown in a couple different levels here when it comes to like what games we were expecting. Was that what was actually shown? What realistically could have been shown? So we had 30 minutes of gameplay for Catherine Full Body, a game that has been out for about almost a year and a half in the PS4. So personally speaking, I didn't think that this was necessary to get any Catherine gameplay. I'm sure most people at this point know about Catherine because of the marketing and because of it's been talked about and everything. So definitely feel like this was a total letdown on that end. They could have easily talked about other games like obviously Persona, but also the other game that they had announced, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is literally brand new announcement. They just did like a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago, and they have not talked about it since. So this could have been a good place to talk about that game because Catherine is coming out in like 2 weeks. Like anybody, we all know the game's already been out for a while. So that game did not need any marketing, but it is what it is. It was announced there. Persona 5 Scramble was not announced during the event. I think a lot of people, including myself, were pretty excited and hopeful for that. Obviously that didn't happen, and it is a letdown, but it's what it is. We have to be grown-ups here and say, okay, well, maybe next time. There's a lot of opportunities. We know that the game is being worked on. We know that it's on process, so we don't know what the holdup is. We don't know what the issue is. That it's definitely something that I would like to get some clarity on, if we can ever get some clarity and everything. So that'll be really interesting. Now my next piece of news is more exciting and hopefully more hopeful, and that's why I have this last, because it can probably give us some clues as far as what's next for Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, Sega, and so on. First of all, there was a survey that they released yesterday as soon as the New Game Plus Expo happened. The content of the survey is something that they have previously talked about. However, they asked a lot of questions as far as like things like, do you have a subscription service, or are you willing to get a subscription service that is not paid, and a bunch of different questions like that. They asked a lot of different Atlus games, including Catherine, Dragon's Crown, Atrian Odyssey, Odin Sphere. Those series are barely talked about by Atlus, so it's good that they talked about these games. Obviously, they talk about Persona 3, 4, and 5 as a series, as well as Persona Q as a separate series, which is interesting. That never happened before, because Persona Q is just a spin-off of Persona 5, which of Persona in general. So it's really weird that they asked it separately. I think that they probably are meaning to port these games to the Switch, but that's again just my thoughts, just putting them along for some reason. Obviously, they talked about Shin Megami Tensei. They talked about what games do you know, and basically what games do you want. Things like DLC. They asked a lot about DLC. DLC was something that was heavily asked about and heavily talked about, which is really interesting. They actually talked about that because it is interesting to see what direction they're moving on based on what questions we see here. Again, they asked a lot about subscription services and DLC and that kind of stuff. So I'm seeing that they may be touching the waters to see what else they can monetize regarding to DLC. They asked about whether you guys were, for example, would you be willing to pay for extra story DLC and that kind of stuff, which will be cool. They actually asked a question for Persona 4 Golden, which is a game that has been out for like 8 years. So the fact that they even asked that if you're willing to pay DLC for a 12-year-old game is extremely odd, but also extremely interesting to see what they're planning on the side. Are they planning some kind of more DLC for these games? Are they planning to do more ports? I don't know. The possibilities are definitely there, and obviously you can see that Atlus is definitely looking into other venues when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'm very interested on all these questions here. I'll leave a link if you guys want to complete the survey and everything. It's pretty cool stuff. Again, you should make your voice be heard, and this is the best way to get your voice out, because this is officially from Atlus. Atlus wants to know your opinion on this one. Anyway, that is pretty much in this video here. I want to talk about all of this stuff going on. I want to hear your thoughts on pretty much everything that happened this week. Are you excited for the Amiibo? Are you excited for the surveys? Do you think it means something, like maybe more ports or more DLC come in or whatever? I don't know. It's an interesting topic to talk about. And what a letdown was yesterday with Persona 5 Scramble. How do you feel about that? Anyway, that is pretty much it for today. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.